Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Jamaal Solomon, and you are watching the Money Doesn't Grow on Trees interview series. And listen, guys, as a tax accountant, I have my own virtual tax accounting company called JS Tax Corporation, where we provide tax preparation, consulting, and representation. And also, what I do, I have added insurance to my list of services. So I'm an agent with Allstate. So I deal with a lot of great people, and we have great conversations. And it dawned on me that everybody doesn't have this blessing. Everybody just can't call that doctor, that lawyer on the phone and have
Right.
a very deep conversation. So my goal is to expose y'all to people within my network that I felt like I had great conversations with. And now
Yeah.
we're not going to have an hour-long conversation, but we're going to
Mhm.
pick one topic that we feel like, maybe you guys should learn about. And then if you love this person, hey, contact this person, make it happen. But let it be known that we probably did already have this conversation, so we both know how important it is. But we want to just spotlight it to you. And today we have Eugene Campbell. He's my fraternity brother. Hopefully soon be my business partner and all that good stuff. Eugene, man, yo,
Yeah.
thank you for coming out. Tell the
Oh,
people
thank
about
you for
yourself.
having me. I'm excited. First of all, my name is Eugene Campbell. I am the CEO of the ECCR Group. I am a certified master business coach. I am also a SCORE mentee. So mentor. So I work with people through SCORE. I do workshops on how to start a business, how to start a nonprofit, how to scale your business, because sometimes people are not really ready to start a business and they need someone to just help them think it through. My specialty is working with people who have just started a business or people who are looking to scale a business. I am currently a Power Up business coach at the Community College of Philadelphia, where I am working with businesses who have been they've been operating for less than a year. And it's funny, you mentioned insurance, because they'll come to me and say, well, I don't have insurance. I don't know what accounting software. So my job is to help connect them to the resources they need and help them with strategic planning.
Hmm. Yeah, and dealing with myself as a tax accountant, dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs, I feel like they we put so much emphasis on marketing and advertising, but we don't put no emphasis on, okay, am I doing the right steps? And I feel like just with sports or anything like that, you need that
Right,
coach, you need that mentor. So in your
right.
mind, like, why do they really need a business coach? Like, give us some examples of why.
Well, when I do a presentation, I try to start with the facts that according to the SBA, every year there are 650,000 new businesses that open, but then there's 550,000 that close. So it's almost the same amount that are open that businesses are closing. And most new businesses do not survive the first 3 years. And because of the pandemic, we noticed that 30% of businesses in our communities close their doors forever. So you don't have the luxury of waiting until I get everything together. So what a business coach does is that's exactly what they are. They are a coach to help you think through what are the steps that you need to do to sustain your business. And look, the bottom line is to help it generate revenue. For example, I'm working with a young lady that has a healthcare program. She's worked 20 years in the healthcare industry. Now she wants to be an independent contractor. She knows the feel of healthcare. She knows what it means to visit patients. But operationally, there's things that she's asking me, like, what are the state laws around hiring contractors and consultants? Do I really need business insurance? Can I work under my social security number? So what I try to do is make sure that these organizations are set up in a way that they will be in compliance. And also I say to people, my job is to protect you, is to
Hmm.
make sure that you don't hurt yourself. Sometimes we want to cut shortcuts when we need to do that. And And so, I'll recommend to them, like, for example, what I always say to people after I let them talk for 10 to 15 minutes, and then I say, do you have a business plan that reflects what you just said to me? And they'll say, oh, I got a little something, and I got a piece here, got a piece there. So that is it. And then the other thing is working with businesses that are scaling. It's a good thing sometimes when you get that next contract, and that contract could be $1 million contract, but you're somewhat frightened because it was just you. Now you got to hire people. You've got Family Leave Act in New York, and you've got workman's compensation. So my job is to work with you to make sure that you've mapped out a strategy for that. And I'll just say, lastly, I kind of describe it as Star Trek, that there's been a lot of captains in the chair, but they all have to follow the same rules from the Federation around space and moving forward. So the state of New York doesn't care whether you've been in business for 1 day or 1 year. There are certain compliance rules that they expect from you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm very heavy on relationships, right? And if anybody here heard me speak about taxes, anything like that, I always say, you know what? You need to treat finding whoever's helping you, whether it's a business coach, whether it's your tax accountant or lawyer, you got to treat it like it's dating. Like, you just can't say someone looks good or their office look good and then you select them, because at the end of the day, you want to know that your tax accountant is going to be there when you get that IRS letter. Because a lot of times people get those IRS letters and people be amazed like how your tax accountant will not return your call. I dealt with hundreds of those cases. Tax accountants like, I'm not returning your call. Or if you have a financial advisor, are you a commission or is your name really Jamaal Solomon to them? I could be that $1,000 commission, or it could be Jamaal Solomon that wants to grow his family, stuff like that. So my main thing is like, I don't know how to feel comfortable whether or not this business coach really just sees me as a number or they really care about me. So tell me some steps when I interview someone like you, I should be aware of.
The first thing I do is, as a coach, you're taught to be vulnerable. So I explain to people, I started my own business and I got it wrong in the beginning. I think I must have submitted my paperwork to the state like 4 or 5 times, because it was something I forgot. I didn't know you had to have an ink on the end of your 501c3 name. I didn't know that I had to be registered. So what I say to people, first of all, yes, I have a master's. Yes, I'm certified. No, but my strength is I've been there. I fell, I got back up, I tried again. The second thing I say to people, I had to self-fund. So when people say to me, oh, you don't understand, I'm trying to start this business. No, I had to work. And I took my salary and I put it in the bank and started funding my business. I made mistakes. I remember when I was first starting and I tried to do my own books and I tried to do my own payroll, and it was a disaster. And so now, what did that teach me? That taught me to teach people automation delegation. You don't have to do everything. It may be better for you to focus on your business and outsource your accountant, outsource your payroll. So the first thing I try to do is just be real clear that I have been in their shoes. And the second thing is I try to have very honest conversations about where you are at, all right? So last year was a very tough year because of Corona, and a lot of us didn't make money. A lot of us lost money, including myself, and we have to figure out, how am I going to move forward? And so I don't come in as an authority, but I come as someone that I'm going to share my experience. And if I don't know, I'm going to help you find someone that does know. And that's why also I'm part of the SBA score, because that also gives me resources. And I can say to people, for example, I was working with someone that was developing a perfume. I know nothing about perfume, okay? But I do know how to look at setting the business up correctly. So what I did was I was able to reach out to someone that had experience in going to market. And the last thing you mentioned, which is very important, I know each and every one of the mentees that I'm working with. What do they live at? What are their dreams? What are their aspirations? Because sometimes we have to have tough conversations.
Yes.
Sometimes we have to
Yes.
and say, what you're doing is great, but you're not going to make money. I mean, sometimes we have to date it. So I say to people, is this a business or a hobby? Because if it's a hobby, let's do it, but let's do it in the way that it won't hurt you. Yep. If it's a business, then you're about the business of making money. And the last thing I'll say is that I don't work with everyone. You know, I just said I work with small businesses that are starting up. They've been in business for less than 3 years. On average, they probably have about $100,000 budget, because that's telling me that they're about to sustain themselves and they're about to grow. So I'll work with big companies, but I prefer to work with small individual companies, again, because I was there and I know the challenges you face. Like, how do you do an invoice? You know what I mean? How do you create an invoice, and how do you book that in QuickBooks? And so those are some of the things that we looked at.
So listen, guys, man, we're gonna wrap this up. But like I said, me and Eugene, we could talk for hours, literally.
Absolutely.
But I want to let everybody know that if I have a guest here, I could guarantee you I either had a long conversation with that person, or I absolutely trust that person to keep it 100% honest, because at the end of the day, my reputation is what I value the most. So believe me when I say, I just didn't meet Eugene. We just didn't say, oh, let me just interview you. We got to learn each other. So I'm very confident that, to recommend his services. So Eugene, in a minute, just less than a minute, just tell him how to contact you. And also we're going to try to put it in the comments. And let's make this happen, guys.
So again, first of all, I just want to thank you for having me and sharing this information. My name is Eugene Campbell. I'm the CEO of the ECCR Group. My email is eugene@eccrgroup.com. My website is eccrgroup.com. My phone number is 845-820-6696. Feel free to reach out to me, send me email, phone, and give me a call. And let's just see what we can do to help you, whether you are thinking about starting a business or whether you have a business. And I appreciate it. And thank you again for inviting me to speak with your audience.
All right, everybody, have a good one.